if you talk about victimhood, if you complain, right, one little bit more than I think is appropriate and right, then you're a marginalized loser. On the other hand, if you complain about right-wing victimhood one little bit less than I do, then you're in denial of reality and you're not willing to be honest. So that's my instinct, because I think we've all had the experience of listening to people that we agree with, all right? People on the right. Maybe you think that the 2020 election was stolen from Donald Trump, which I don't believe, but if you think that, all right, even you, there's going to come a certain point where you're tired of hearing about it, and it starts to become ridiculous from your perspective. But if you're operating from your basic visceral impulses and you have a strong in-group identity, whether it's as an Australian, a black man, a white man, a Chinese American, as a Muslim, as a Christian, right? You have that intense in-group identity, right? You will also have an intense sense of victimhood, right? If you're a man and you have a strong masculine identity, right, you're very likely to have a strong sense of how men are taken advantage of. And it becomes boring, right, to listen to people's victimhood tales. On the other hand, you can become so denying about your group's victimhood that you're essentially leaving behind those who are lower performing than you are, right? When I talk to right-wingers complaining about victimhood, almost invariably, they don't have their own life together. In fact, they're incredibly passive. So my liberal left therapist pointed this out to me circa 2015. He said to me, do you think you are so radical and extreme in your politics because you're so passive in your real life? People I notice who are outraged by right-wing victimhood, I notice they usually are not well launched into a career, right? They usually don't have a thriving social life, right? They're usually not taking care of a family and friends sometimes, right? Sometimes they are. Sometimes I meet people who are taking care of a wife and children, and they're doing it responsibly. They are earning good money, and they still have a mentality furious about victimization. And that I've got all day for, right? I can listen to that all day if it's usually, I think I can, if it's coming from someone who has a highly productive life. But if you're getting drunk a lot, if you're getting high a lot, if you're playing video games a lot, if you are spending way too much time on podcasts and blog posts and social media, instead of building a career, instead of assuming your proper role in the community, instead of even stepping up and volunteering in your community, looking after a wife and kids, getting a wife and kids, if you're not stepping up in life, but instead you're incredibly passive with taking care of yourself and with other people, right? If you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to be much use taking care of other people.